this is VBS Office, and today I will be showing you how to make a Space Invaders game in JavaScript. Let's get started. So, the first step is obviously to open Visual Studio Code and get your folder set up. So let's do that. And here I already made an index.html file with all of the basic stuff. So let's go ahead and start populating this. We're going to call it Space Invaders for the title. And we need to add the Phaser Cdn. So we can just go to Google, look for Phaser, go to download, and download as a zip, and then find the CDN. I use the min.js for faster loading times, but you can use either one because it doesn't really make a difference. Alright, add HTTPS so then I'll get a better connectivity, I think, because usually it doesn't work for me. Okay, and then we'll need some other stuff. Let's get Howler.js. Howler.js is a sound library which we're going to use for our sound effects. So let's do that. You have to go to, up in the files, you have to go to dist, howler.min.js, and then click the raw file. And then, depending on your computer, I have a Mac, so I'm going to go Command S to save it, but if you have Linux or Windows, you go Control S. And then we'll save it to the Space Invaders. And then we'll make a new folder called Assets, where we're going to put everything. Howler.min.js. There we go. So now we have our howler.min.js file. Let's get our graphics. So I'm going to do this from my Git repo, which you can do to get the final source code. No. I don't know what's with my brain today. Source code. You can use this to get the source code. Mine is my username is mathboy11. Here it is, Phaser 3 Space Invaders. We're just gonna go to Assets and then grab all of these. There's Howler, but let's get this. So once again, click the raw button and then Control S. Or Command S. Once again, bullet. There we go. Now bullet.svg. And you can, of course, clone the repository, but I'm just going to do this. Download. There we go. Enemy. Oh. This is image not found. Image broken. That's weird. Okay, I want to see if that actually worked. Let's see. Yep, it worked. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to keep going until we get everything. We have some MP3 files, go view raw, and then we'll automatically download it. We'll just drag and drop it into our folder. And then get rid of this assets, because we only need explosion.mp3. So you have to do this for all the sound files, because they behave a certain way in the images. And of course, I'll put a link to the repository in the description if you want to get the assets. And then you can, of course, use your own. Just gonna keep one more. Wait, no. No. Not one more. I forgot that SVG file. There we go. Okay, now we have all of the assets. Let's save all, and then we don't need Chrome anymore, so goodbye Chrome. Okay, so now that we have all of our files, let's get started. Actually, no, I'm missing one. The most important file. Oh, oops. Next to the assets, of course. Oh, this is annoying. Script.js. That's going to be our JavaScript. Okay, so you have the assets, the HTML, and the JavaScript. Okay, so let's continue populating our index.html file, starting with Howler. Okay, and then now go back into the body, and then we'll start making stuff. First, let's make a div with an ID of game. That's where the phaser will put the game. And then we're just going to add some text here. Space Invaders. Classic arcade game in your browser. Line break. Unordered list. And then here is where we're going to put the controls. We'll just go move. And then we need these arrows. So I'm going to go get them. In fact, now I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just go like this. No, whatever. Okay, forget the controls. You can do that if you want, but this won't actually affect the gameplay. Now I'm going to use the Visual Studio Code live server extension to develop this game, as Phaser needs a server. Okay. So, we have the basic HTML complete. Now we need to load our JavaScript. Okay, save that. Now we're in script.js. Okay, so let's see. We have index.html. This is where the things actually get going. This is where we start to make the game, starting with the phaser config. So we'll go a new variable called config, and we'll make this a JSON object. Type phaser.auto. So most of my viewers know what this does. Basically we're just setting up Phaser to do some stuff. But in case you don't know, phaser.auto is a mode that it'll try to render using WebGL, and if that fails, it'll fall back to the browser's basic canvas. And then we'll just go width 800, height 600. So this game is going to be 800 by 600, and then parent game, that means that it'll put the canvas inside of the game div that we created earlier. Next up, we need to configure the physics for the game. This is so that we can add static groups and movement for everything. And now let's set the physics to arcade, which is the built-in. arcade gravity y0. So this is so that all the sprites created using the physics render will not fall because of gravity. We'll just set it to 0, so then, because we don't have any gravity in our game. And debug. And then we'll set this to false. We'll change this through the game, so then we can like see the groups and then see where stuff collides at. And then the main stuff, which you can now close off the physics, because we're going to add the next object and the final object, which is scene. We'll go preload. Now, this thing right over here, these are the functions that will later run for Phaser, which we'll create in just a minute. Create, update. Okay, now let's go make this function. So function preload, function create, function update. There we go. Now let's try this. So it should have already reloaded because I'm using the live server, and apparently it isn't working. Really? I'm pretty sure I set everything up correctly. Oh, I missed something, which is actually how you make it. You have to go var game, because that's just a variable, right? It doesn't do anything. New Phaser .game. Game. Config. There we go. Now it should work. Yep, there we go. There's our game. Okay, so this is going to render everything inside. So let's get to it. We'll start by loading our assets. Actually, no, we're not starting here because we need to add a couple of variables right over here. Starting with enemy info. Enemy info. And then this is going to be JSON object, similar to the Phaser config. So you just pass in the width, which is going to be 40, and the height, which is going to be 20. And set our count. So this is going to be how many rows and columns. And I actually want to check on one thing. Yes, it is recording right now. Good. I was a bit worried that I didn't press start, but yes, it's working. Okay, count rows. We're just going to specify row. 5, col 9. And then we'll go offset. Oh, oops. Offset. And then we'll specify the top, 100, and then the left to 60. There we go. Now I just need to specify the padding between each enemy. Now this is the configuration I use for pretty much any of my games when I want to have a field of something. So whether it's bricks in Atari Breakout or enemies in Space Invaders, I like to use this configuration because it's nice and easy to set up. Then we'll load our sound effects using Howler. So to do this, let's make some variables. We'll go move equals new howl. And then, oh, it doesn't know what howl is. Let's fix that. Oh, is howl even loaded? I'm getting an error. Oh, okay, yep, howler is loaded. I just didn't pass in a source, so let's do that. There we go. So, move, okay, so we pass in a JSON object, and then we're just going to specify source. And then this could be an array of just one object, but it's in assets, move.mp3. Okay, and then var shoot sound was new howl. Ah, finally, it recognized it. Oh, what? What's that? I'm sure I included this. Did they change something? Huh. Whatever. This should be the only thing we get in this tutorial. Howl, shoot sound, assets, shoot.mp3. Var explosion sound equals new howl. And then the saucer sound. Now this is the only thing that we'll have to specify extra parameters since this sound is so short. Saucer sound. And path this to assets. Saucer.mp3. Okay, and then we need to specify loop, so then it'll always play it when we press the play, and it'll stop when you tell it to stop. It won't stop after it's done. That's basically what a loop is doing here. Okay, so now we should get all of our sound effects in here. Let's see if they work. Now, I actually can't tell because I'm recording through a digital sound device. So I'm just going to see if this works over here in my recorder. So let's go, let's do the saucer sound dot play. Yep, you guys should be hearing it, but I can't hear it right now. So let's stop this. It actually might be drowning out my voice. Okay, the saucer sound is done. Okay. Hopefully you could hear me while that was going. I think I may have turned up the volume too high. Let's turn that down. Anyways, let's load. Okay, so we're done with the sounds. Let's load the images. So this has to be done inside of the preload function. Let's start with the shooter. Canon.png. This.load.image. Alien assets. enemy dot svg. This dot load dot image bullet assets bullet dot svg. This dot load dot image saucer assets saucer dot svg. There we go. So now we have our images loaded. Seemed to work. Now we can move on with actual gameplay. But once again, let's make a couple more variables with some more things. So var score equals 0. Var lives equals 3. Var is started equals false. This is a boolean. Var barriers equals, we'll just make this an empty array. We'll add stuff to it later. And then the var UFO count equals 0. Okay. So, let's do some more stuff, which this is where we get really intense, and we're just going to keep coding until this stuff is done. So let's start by saying the scene variable, which I haven't created, but it should by its own. And then let's get the arrow keys, which is scene dot input dot keyboard dot create cursor keys. There we go. Pretty sure that's it. Let's just check it. Yep, that seems to work. I don't get any errors. Cursors key A equals this. Well, you could just, I'm just gonna use the scene variable. Dot input dot keyboard dot add key, and then we need to get the key, so we can do that by going phaser dot input dot keyboard dot key codes dot A. Now the scene object will only actually matter, well, we only need two, but it'll only matter when we get outside of the create function. In the create we can use this, but outside of create we can't. So that's why we're doing this. We can just set this to D, change this, oops, to D. Okay, now let's go is shooting is false. So it's not shooting, and then we'll add a new key, so this dot input dot keyboard dot add capture space. Okay. Now let's create an enemies group. So we can do this by going enemies. I'm pretty sure I spelled this wrong, but whatever. There we go. Scene.physics. This is where I need that physics object. Dot add dot static group. Huh. Yeah, that should work. Okay. Check for errors. for typos. Nope, we're all good. Now, I'm actually going to take this a step further to check the variables. Yep, there's our enemy's variable. Yep, there's our explosion sound. Okay, everything seems to be working. Then we'll just check is shooting and scene. Perfect. Oops, I keep knocking the mic. Anyways, so we have the enemies, and then we need to set the player lava. So this is, okay, let me show you something. So basically, if I'm a player right down here and I fire up, Phaser needs to know to destroy it, and we're going to add a little collision on this top lava. Oops, top lava. And if it touches it, it's going to destroy. So we're creating that lava right now. Scene.add.rectangle. 0, 0, 800 by 10. And then we'll make it black so you can't see this. That is the hex code for black. And then we'll set the origin to 0. Okay. So now the player lava, we can just duplicate this for the enemy lava and the saucer lava. So we'll go, oops. Enemy lava. And then saucer lava. Then we need to change our X and Y's and widths and heights. So for the enemy lava, we're going to change 0 to 590. And then 800 by 10, yep. And then, yeah, okay, so that's good. Saucer lava, 790 by 0, 10 by 600. Now those should have created it, but of course you can't see it. So I'm going to turn on debug, and when we create it, we'll see this. So I'll leave debug on through the game, and then we'll just turn it off for when we're done. And now you still won't see them because they're not part of the physics group, they're part of the scene group. So let's go add them to the physics group by going scene.physics.add.existing existing, and the machine did pass in the variable, I'm pretty sure, so player lava, and we'll do the other one, so enemy lava, saucer lava. There you go. So now you can see what I was talking about. When the bolt goes up, it'll destroy on this. When the saucer goes to the side, it'll destroy on this. And then when an enemy shoots down, it'll destroy on this. Now I'm going to go pause the video for a second because I am going to take a little break because I need to warm up because I'm freezing right now, so I can't type as fast. So I'm going to do that. Okay, I am back. Let's continue. So, as I was saying, we have the lavas. So, let's keep going. Oops. See, what do we have to add next? We have to, yep, let's add the shooter now. So, you could add another sprite. First variable called shooter, and then we'll go scene.physics.add.sprite. Okay, and we'll make the X 400 by, let's go 560. Okay. And then let's of course make this the, wait a minute, yeah, shooter, that's the costume. I thought I maybe missed it. Okay, we'll go, now we'll go dot, okay, so we're adding the shooter, right? Yep, and we'll just go set collide world bounds to true. Okay, this is so that you can't drive it off the edge of the screen. Okay, now let's test it. There we go, we have the shooter. Hey, let's keep going. Let's add the score text. Scene.add.text 16 by 16. Score. And we'll add the score, and then we'll set the font to font size to 18 pixels. And then we'll set the fill color by going comma fill to hashtag FFF, which is the hex code for white. Save. There we go. It should be right up there. And we'll do the other ones. Lives text. Right here, lives, and then this time this will be lives. Okay. But I need to change it to X and Y because this is going to be at 400 by 300. No. No. Sorry, I just made a mistake in that. X and Y. 696, because 400 by 300 is going to be the middle of the game. No, wait. Yeah. 696 by 16. Save that. There we go. And now we'll add one more called start text. We'll go, I don't need this thing. Click to play. Plat. Click to plat. And then this will be at 400 by 300. And then this one, we need to set the origin to 0.5. Okay, there we go. Now the click to play text in the middle. Now let's add some listeners. So let's go here, scene.input.keyboard dot on key down space. Okay, and then we'll go here, shoot. No, and not a string, it's a function, so. Oh dear. Things going all over the place. Shoot. We haven't made that function yet, so it'll be blue. Now, we're going to add the barriers to that empty variable. So barriers.push. No, we're not going to do that yet because we need to become the barrier class first. So just go class barrier constructor. Just a minute, I need to get this data. There we go. Constructor scene gx and y. Okay. Then we'll go var x equals gx and var y equals y. Okay. And then we'll set the children, so this dot children equals an empty array. And then this dot scene equals scene. So you can use it in other parts of the class, like the remove function. Okay. Now let's do some for loops. Var r equals 0. R is less than 3. R plus plus. Okay. And then we'll do the same for the calls. Our oops, again. Okay. For var C, now. So that's our loops done. Now let's add some stuff inside of it. Var child equals scene dot physics dot physics dot no. C dot add dot rectangle. Okay, we'll go x, y, 30 by 20. And then the color will be the same color as the shooter. So this hex code is 1FF56. Okay, we'll go scene.physics add existing child. Okay, then we'll set the child's health to, so it can take 2 shots before the child is destroyed. And the child is basically a little block in the barrier, and the barrier is made out of 5 blocks. Okay, right now it looks like 6, but we'll remove the second last one so it looks more like the game. And then we'll just push it to the array, this dot children dot push child. Okay, and then we'll increment the x. So x equals gx, and then we'll go y equals y plus child dot display. Oh wait, no, sorry, I got the wrong one. X equals x plus child dot display width. Okay, and then this is where you put that stuff. X equals gx, and then y equals y plus child dot display height. Okay, so then wait, what? Yeah, okay, that's right. And after that second for loop, we'll go this dot children, and then we'll get the second last one destroy. So as I was saying, we're gonna remove the middle one. Dot children, this dot children dot length minus 2 dot destroy this this dot children dot splice, and then we'll set this to this dot children dot length minus 2. Where's my mic? 1. Okay. So now that's the constructor done. It in theory should work. Oh shoot, it's not defined, of course. Let's just add our function later. We don't need that yet. Okay, we'll do another one here. So this one is going to be called check collision. Collision sprite. The sprite to check against. And then var is touching equals false. And then for var I equals 0, so we're just incrementing through each child. I is less than this dot children dot length. Okay. I plus plus. Okay. Now set the child to var child equals this dot children I. Okay. And then we'll go if check overlap, which is the function we'll create now actually. Check overlap, here it is. So we'll just do that right above the barrier. This is going to be a very simple function that will return true if two sprites are colliding. So sprite A, sprite B. Check overlap. My down key's kind of stuck. I'll go var bounds A equals sprite A dot get bounds, and then we'll go var bounds B equals sprite B dot get bounds. Okay, and then we need to go and return. So this is going to be the function's return value, and then we'll go phaser dot geom, as in geometry dot intersects dot rectangle angle to rectangle. Okay, and then we'll go bounds A and then bounds B. Okay, so now the check overlap function is done. Let's go back to where we left off. If check overlap, well, the check overlap function is pretty important. It's going to be used all over the place. So this will just go sprite to child. Okay. If it's true, then we'll go. We'll go is touching to true. Okay. Oh, I forgot. Yep, it's touching to true. And then we'll go ahead and do another if then. If this dot children dot length, no, children I dot health equals 1, then we'll just go child.destroy, and then once again splice the array at the child's index. So to do that, we can go this.children .splice I1. Okay. And then otherwise, which is else. Then we'll go this.children I.health minus. Okay. So then we'll go after here. We'll just go break to break from the for loop. And then down here. And then here we'll just go return is touching. Okay, so that's our barrier class done. Let's go back up into our create. And then, back into the create, and then add our 3 barriers. So right after we detect some key events, we'll go barriers.push, new barrier, scene 50 and 450. Let's duplicate these because we have 3 of them. Except we need to change their X and Y's. So let's go 370 to 450. And 690. Okay. And then of course they're not creating because the shoot function is still not defined. So let's do that. Because that's what it wants. So let's go to after update, we'll just make an empty function called shoot. There, now the barrier should be created. There we go. And then, okay, so there are the barriers. As I said, we are removing the second last of them. So these are the little children, and then there's the second last one removed. Okay, so let's keep going in our create function. Once that's done, majority of the game will be create. Okay, so let's make the start game function. To do this, we'll go to this.input.on pointer down. Okay, on pointer down, then we'll go function, and then that's going to be our emitter. So then we'll go if is started is false, then we shall go, if is started is false, then we'll set it to true, is started equals true, and then start text dot destroy and set interval make saucer 15000. Okay. Then let's make that function so that we can actually run the thing. Chapter shoot. Oh wow. Wow. Okay. This goes for a while. I'm just trying to find the best place to put it. Put it right by the barriers. Go here. Function make saucer. There we go. Okay. So let's keep populating the outside because otherwise we won't be able to run our code. But I think that's it for the create function. Oh no, it isn't. We have to add an else. And then shoot. Okay. There you go, function shoot. Pointer down, okay. And then init enemies. Enemies. I'm pretty sure I spelled that wrong, but whatever. Init enemy. Okay, so we need to make that function. We're actually going to start making all the functions in order. So we have update, and then we have shoot, which is what we did. Then we're going to do init enemies, right over here. Function init enemies. Okay, and then after here, we're going to go another set interval, move enemies, enemies every second or so. Okay, and then we'll go function move enemies. And we'll go var x times equals 0. Var y times equals 0. Okay. And then we'll set the direction, var equals right. Okay. Move enemies. Okay, so that's good. We'll populate those functions later. Let's get on creating these. Then we'll go function manage bullet. And then we'll go bullet for a parameter. And then, whoa, that's a big one. And then we'll go down here, make it a variable, enemy, bullet, velo. Okay, equals 200. Okay. And then we'll make another function manage enemy bullet. And then we'll go enemy, bullet, enemy. Okay. And then, yeah. Okay, so let's go down to our enemy fire. Wait a minute, we didn't even make that. So make saucer. That's right after check overlap. So let's go enemy fire. Okay, and then we'll go set interval every 3 seconds to do a function of enemy fire, which we shall create later. Actually, no, we're going to create that right now. Function enemy fire. Okay. And then, where's it? Flying saucers. So, flying saucers. Var saucers. Oh, it's empty array. And then we'll go set interval. So down here, saucer, yeah. this is going to be for the saucer fire, so set interval function, and then we'll go every 2 seconds, which is 2,000 milliseconds. Okay.
Oh, I know which piece.
And then after here we'll go manage saucer. We'll go set interval, and we'll go function manage saucer, and then we'll go saucer. Okay, and then there we go. So then we can go barriers, and then this should actually run now. There we go, no errors. Okay, so let's start. So we have all the functions. Let's go start with the update function. This is the one that we're gonna add first. So let's go up to the and add update. This is gonna be how we're gonna move. So we'll go if is started is true. And we'll go if cursors dot left dot is down. Cursors is the variable that we created at the beginning, by the way. Or key A dot is down. And we'll move it to the left. So we can do that by going shooter dot set velocity x to negative 160. Okay, and we'll go else if cursors dot right dot is down, or key D dot is down. Okay. Shooter dot set velocity x 160. Okay, and then we'll go else shooter dot set velocity 0. Okay, so actually this should in theory be ready to work. There we go. Now we can move with A and D or arrow keys. We can't fire and there's no enemies yet, but that's what we shall add now. Starting with the firing capability. I'll go if is started is true. And then if is shooting is false. This is going to be so that you can't double fire or rapid fire, as I like to call it. We'll go manage bullet scene dot physics dot add dot sprite shooter dot x shooter dot y bullet. Okay, so is shooting equals true, and then we'll play the shooting sound. So we'll go shoot sound dot play. Perfect. Do this. You can see there's a little pink sprite, but I can't create more because I haven't set that is shooting variable to false again. So let's make that manage bullet function so we can do it. But first, let's do our init enemies function. So for columns equals 0. Columns is less than enemy info dot count dot call, and then columns plus plus. And then we'll do the same for rows, except this time go in R, and then row. Okay, and then we'll init the enemies. So let's go to enemy X. This is you have to do quite a bit of math to figure this out. So we'll go brackets, seat column times the bracket, enemy info dot width plus the enemy info dot padding. Okay. And then plus the enemy info dot offset dot left. Okay. And then we'll do the same for, oops, oh no. There we go. Enemy Y. Except for Y, we have to do, instead of width, to do height. Height. And then for left, we're gonna just do top. So now I have the X and Y calculated. We can just go enemies. Enemies dot create, and then we'll go enemy X, enemy X, enemy Y, and then alien dot set origin to 0.5. Okay, of the move enemies. Okay, so we go here. Oh dear, I think I messed something up here. That's weird. I mean, we're getting the increment, but it should be creating the ones before as well. 4 columns for rows. I'm pretty sure it's at the X. Oh, there we go. R. There we go. That worked. Okay. And the enemies is done. So now, let's go on to move enemies. Should move it every second because of this interval. So move enemies will go if is started. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot a function. This is how we're going to end the game. Quite random, but that function is important. It's called end. And then we'll go con as in condition. And then we'll go stop all the sounds. So stop. And then we'll go saucer sound dot stop. And then we'll go shoot sound. Shoot sound dot stop. And then move dot stop. Okay. And then we can just alert with these fence brackets, you, and then condition, exclamation mark, score, and then score. Okay. And then we'll go location.reload for it to restart. Okay, now let's go right back where we ended, which is move enemies. There we go. If is started equals true, then we'll go move sound dot play. Oh, I need to check something. Yep, that's it. Move dot play, and then if x times is 20, and we'll go if direction equals right, and then we'll set it to left. Okay, direction to left. X times equals 0. Okay, and then otherwise we'll set it to direction equals right. Once again, x times equals 0. Okay, so, and right outside this here, we'll go if direction is right. No, there has to be a string, right. Then we'll go enemies dot children dot each. Okay, and then we'll go function enemy. Okay, enemy dot x equals enemy dot x plus 10. Okay, enemy. This is going to make the collisions much better, so we need to reset the body. So we'll go enemy.body.reset. Enemy.x, enemy.y. Perfect. And then over here, we'll just go comma this. And then we'll go x times plus plus. Okay. And then we'll go else. We'll do the exact same thing, other than reverse some stuff. So first, let's change this to -10. Actually, that's all we need to do. Okay, so now the move enemies is done. Let's try this. There we go. So we're almost done. We just need to get the bullets done. So this is one of the hardest functions of the whole thing. We'll go bullet.set velocity y to -380. Okay, and then we'll go var I equals set interval. Set interval function, and then this is the longest one. Okay, so let's go if check overlap with the bullet and the enemy. Enemy. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Yep. And we'll go. Oh, I forgot something. That's why I was confused, because I forgot to find that enemy variable. To do that, we'll go enemies dot children dot each. Enemy. Oh, no, that works. Okay. I did that wrong. This should be a callback, so enemy function. I'm not going to use ES5 because I've not learned that yet, can use the older ES4. So that's why I'm using that function thing. Enemy. Okay. And we don't even need this. And then we just need to go for the second parameter. This. Okay. Then we'll do what I was about to do, which is if check overlap, the bullet and the enemy and enemy. Okay. Then we'll go bullet dot destroy, clear interval I. Okay. Is shooting equals false enemy dot destroy. Okay. Score plus plus score text dot set text score and score. Okay. We'll play the explosion sound, so explosion sound dot play. Okay, and then we'll go if score minus the UFO count equals enemy count, no, enemy info dot count dot call times enemy info dot count dot row. Okay, then we'll go end. That's why I needed that function, and we'll go win. Okay, so might be thinking, okay, that function's done. It is not, because that was just one if. We need to add more. So let's see if check overlap. Actually, wait a minute. Yeah. We don't need another if. We need to add some more increments. Go, comma, this. And then we'll loop through the barriers. So for var step equals 0. Step is less than the barriers dot length. And then step plus plus. Okay. And then if barriers step dot check collision bullet, then destroy the bullet dot destroy clear interval I is shooting false score text dot set text score and then we'll play the explosion sound. Wait a minute. No. I may have just done this wrong. Nope, that's correct. Good, because I was looking at a different one. So, explosion sound dot play. And then we'll do the exact same condition as up here. Don't need to retype that. And then, yeah, and win. Okay. And then we'll do the exact same thing, but for the saucers. So I'll copy and paste this. Okay. And then, wait a minute. Okay, one of them, and then one of them. Yeah, okay. So instead of this, we'll go saucers. Saucers.length. Okay, so then we get, don't need any of this. Except for maybe that win condition, so leave that. And maybe that's, oops, oh no, saucers.length. Okay, so we don't need this barrier step. We need to get the saucer, so var saucer equals saucers step. Okay, and then we'll go if check overlap between the bullet and saucer. Then we'll go destroy, and I issues false, text, explosion sound, then that stuff. We need to extra stuff. Saucers. Saucer dot destroy. Saucer is destroyed. Equals true. Saucer sound dot destroy. Okay. No. Saucer sound stop. This is not an object. Stop. Okay. Saucer sound and then increment 4. Increment sounds. Okay. I hope I got that right. Shouldn't really get a change. Because there's no sauce yet. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that's it for that function. But I think I'm missing something, so I go to this interval. Yeah, here we go. We just set the time to 10 milliseconds. Okay. Let's check something else. Yep. Still works. Okay, that is good. Okay, so now we need to once again use those lavas to detect scene.physics add overlap bullet and the player lava. Then we'll do a callback and bullet.destroy. Destroy. And clear interval I explosion sound.play is shooting is false. There we go. So I'm pretty sure that's that function. That's a big one. Complete. What is it? There we go. Yeah. I really hope I got that in the right place, because that'd be a pain debugging. Bar enemy. Oh no, I already got that. Good. And then manage interval. Okay, here we go. So this is where the game actually might get a little bit more interesting than the original game. So in normal Space Invaders, the bad guys shoot directly down, but since our game canvas is way too big, then it'd be way too easy to just go right out of the way. So I'm going to make it so the enemy, every time it shoots, it finds the angle between you and the enemy, and then it'll shoot it straight at you. So that's what we're going to do. So to do this, we can get the angle between. Our angle equals phaser dot math dot angle dot between points enemy just a minute, I need to get my down key unstuck. It's really annoying. Okay, between points enemy and the shooter. Okay. Then angle, and then we'll make scene.physics dot scene.physics dot velocity velocity scene.physics dot velocity from rotation angle, and then we need to set that velocity, which is 200, but we want to be able to change it, so just make it that variable. Enemy bullet velocity, and then the bullet dot body dot velocity. Okay. And now we can go enemy bullet velo equals enemy bullet velo plus 2, because we want to make the bullets go faster every time they shoot. Okay, that's mainly for the variable. And then once again, var I equals set interval. At some point, I'd like to use the phaser time events, but those are way too much effort, and you could just go set interval, so I don't know. Anyways, this is so big that I think I'm just going to copy it over from before and then change a couple things. So we'll do this from var I equals set interval. Okay. Yep. That's the same delay. Oh, I may have missed something in the last one. Nope. Okay, I need that too. Oh, okay, may have just wrecked it. I'm not so sure. Ha, there it is. Then after that interval, we have that overlap. Okay, good. So I need to set the velocity to rotation. Okay, so here we go. Velocity, and then I'm going to make some breaks here because it's harder to read. Set interval. If check overlap. Oh, here's something. We don't need this. Let's just format this. If check overlap, the bullet and the shooter, then we'll go bullet.destroy, clear interval I, lives minus, lives, wait, Don't need this. We can go here. We don't need this. Lives text. Set text. Lives to lives. Okay, so then we play the explosion sound and then we check once again for the win condition. And then we want to check the barriers again, I think. I'm just going to verify this. Bullet, destroy, clearance wall I is shooting, good. Score, explosion sound. And win condition, okay, good. So we have this one, and then this last one, which is against the saucers, which we don't need, so we can take this out. Okay, so now that that function is trimmed down, actually just a minute. I thought I had this right. Against the bullet and the shooter, you're not gonna win, you're gonna lose. And this math is also wrong. Let's get rid of this. Simply if lives is equal to 0. Otherwise you couldn't lose and it'd be way too easy. Add overlap. Okay. Oh yeah, that's at the end. So here we'll go bullet and enemy lava. So as I said, the enemies shoot down and then the bullets destroy. So yeah. Explosion. Wait. Yeah, okay. Here we go. I'm just gonna move that. Okay. So then we have that overlap done. Check overlap, yeah. That function's done. And then enemy fire. Okay, I'm pretty sure that this is the last function that we have to do before we do the saucers functions. And then the saucers functions aren't too long. So, but that's what I said last time. So we'll see how long this takes. Let's see. Okay, if is started. Oops. If is started equals true, then we'll get the enemy. So enemy equals enemies dot children dot entries enemies dot children dot entries. Yep. Phaser. This is getting a random one, so phaser dot math dot between. This is how you get a random number in Phaser. 0 and enemies okay, enemies dot children dot entries dot length minus 1. Okay, then go manage enemy bullet scene dot physics dot add dot sprite enemy dot x enemy dot y bullet enemy. Okay, so that's it for the enemy fires. In theory, this should work. Oh, typo. And another typo, so 177. I knew that would happen. 177, destroy. I always get that in a typo. Alright, let's try this again. Enemies is not defined. This is probably also a typo. 287. 287. Where is it? Enemies. Wait, what's the error? Enemies. This is why. What is this? Enemies. And
okay, where are we going to go today, boys?
Enemies.children.
Have you been on the computer for hours now?
Enemies.children.entries. Enemies. I'm pretty sure I had that correct. Oh, yep. It's Visual Studio Code. I want this to be a certain way. Enemies. There. I'm hoping that this was there. Okay, this looks like it's working. Oh. Destroy. This is the exact same error. 180. Destroy. Okay. There we go. And the score's changing. There we go. Bullet.destroy 241. 241 destroy. Okay. Yep. Yep, there goes my lives. Let's see if oh, I thought that's frozen for just a second. It's glitching. But there we go. There we go. You lose score number 1. So this thing is pretty much done, except for the flying saucers. So let's do that, and then we should be done. Yep, and I'm still recording. Good. Okay. Flying saucers. So var saucers, start with the make saucer function. If started equals, no, if is started equals true, then we'll go manage saucer to, wait a minute, yeah, scene.physics.add.sprite, manage saucer, go 0 by 60 saucer. Okay. If is started, okay, set interval, and then we'll go if is started equals true, manage saucer, scene dot physics dot add dot sprite 0 by 60 saucer. Okay. You have the set interval, well, make saucer, set interval. Oh, I just screwed that up big time. I got a duplicate function right over there. Most of you probably just noticed that. Okay. I'll go for var I equals 0. I is less than saucers dot length. Saucers dot length, and then I plus plus. And yeah. And we'll get the saucer of our saucer equals saucers I. Okay. And then we'll go if saucer dot is destroyed equals false. Then we'll go to manage enemy bullet scene. We can reuse that function, which is awesome. Scene.physics.add.sprite. Okay. Saucer.x, saucer.y, and bullet. Okay, and then we'll go comma saucer. There we go. So that should be it. We have the set interval. Couple more lines of code, and then we should be done this, hopefully, unless there's a bug. Okay, saucers dot push saucer. Okay, and then saucer dot is destroyed equals false. Saucer dot set velocity x 100. Okay, and then we'll set an overlap. Scene.physics dot add dot overlap. Okay, saucer and the saucer laba. Okay, and then function saucer dot destroy saucer dot is destroyed equals true. And then the last two more lines of code. Saucer sound dot stop. And then after here, saucer sound dot play. Let's hope this works. Of course, you guys will be the ones hearing the sound effects. I will not be, because once again, I have the output set to the virtual device. Let's try this. I really want to test the saucers because those are the ones that I'm most unsure about. Wait a minute. My barrier function isn't working properly. I have to fix that. Oh, okay. So far it looks correct. Let's test this win condition. No, I just missed him. Okay, chase down these guys. Right is not defined. Okay. Yep, 149. That's why you test this thing thoroughly. I just lost. 149. This thing is not a string. Okay, let's test this again. Yeah, okay, I need to fix that barriers function. I think I forgot an if then. Okay. Oh, that's annoying. Let's go back to the barrier. And then, yeah, so this looks proper. Start by looking at the constructor. Yeah, child.health equals 2. Pushes the child. Adds the increment x. X equals gx. There we go. Destroy. Okay. I've narrowed it down to right over here. I think it's this break function. If health equals... Oh, there it is. That's not a double equals. That's the most annoying thing about JavaScript. You need double equals. See, there we go. Now the barriers have 2 healths on each one. That explains why my barriers were dying so quickly. Okay. There's the saucer. I really want to hit this. No. It's very hard to hit the saucers because you really have to get the exact timing because they move pretty fast. No, it was so close. Okay, let's keep going. Okay. I keep missing by like an inch. I also do want to test that wind condition. Okay, keep going. There we go. Saucer's gone. Okay, now I just need to test that one condition statement, then turn off debug, and then we're done. I feel like they move too fast. I don't know. Almost got him. Okay. Where is it? This should be ready. I just want to test this. Okay, so basically what's going on here is that the things are being destroyed on those 3 lavas that I talked about earlier. This is yet to... This thing is so... See, the saucers get so much harder because they fire so much faster. Like look at that, just go all over the place. Wait, 2 more. Hide behind this barrier. One more. Please work. All right, finally. So, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I'm VBS Office, and I'll see you next time. Bye.